Let me tell you a hard truth. Nobody cares about you, at least not in the way you might think. Nobody is lying awake at night worrying about your dreams, your failures, or your struggles. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. It's not an excuse to sulk or feel sorry for yourself. It's a call to action. Because the moment you realize the weight of your life rests solely on your shoulders, you unlock a power within you that nobody can take away. The world is busy. Everyone is focused on their own battles, their own dreams, and their own survival. But this isn't a message of despair, it's one of empowerment. When you stop expecting people to care, you start focusing on what you can control: your mindset, your work ethic, and your purpose. Today, let's talk about turning the lack of care from others into the fuel that drives you forward stronger than ever before. The first step to true success is realizing that no one is coming to save you. It's not a punishment, it's reality. Too many of us spend years waiting for someone to notice us, waiting for the right opportunity to magically appear, waiting for the world to hand us what we feel we deserve. But here's the truth: life doesn't work like that. Every single day you wake up with a choice to own your life or let it slip away. That choice is yours and yours alone. Owning your life means taking full accountability for where you are and where you're going. It's easy to point fingers when things go wrong, to blame your circumstances, your upbringing, or even the people who have wronged you. But blame changes nothing. It keeps you stuck. Owning your life, on the other hand, shifts the power back to you. It's not about ignoring the challenges you faced or pretending they don't exist. It's about deciding that those challenges won't define your future. Every excuse we hold on to is like a weight dragging us down. I don't have the resources. I wasn't given the same opportunities as others. No one supports me. These excuses may be valid, but they're also irrelevant. The world doesn't care about what you don't have. It cares about what you do with what you've got. If all you have is your determination, then that's where you start. If all you have is a dream, then that's enough to take the first step. To own your life, you must shift your mindset. Stop thinking that life owes you something. It doesn't. The universe isn't keeping score of the times you've been wronged or the sacrifices you've made. Success doesn't operate on a system of fairness, it operates on action. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you work for. Every time you decide to show up, even when it's hard, even when it feels like nobody cares, you're reclaiming control over your destiny. There will be moments when you feel invisible, overlooked, or undervalued. People may doubt you, ignore you, or underestimate your potential. That's fine. Let them. Their opinions don't define your path. What matters is what you do in the quiet moments when nobody is watching. Owning your life means putting in the work when there's no applause, no recognition, and no guarantee of success. It's about staying committed to your vision even when the results don't come as quickly as you'd hoped. This level of ownership isn't easy. It requires discipline. It requires resilience. It requires you to confront your fears, your doubts, and even your failures. Because owning your life also means owning your mistakes. When you mess up, and it's not about covering it up or running from it. It's about learning from it, growing through it, and becoming better because of it. The most successful people in the world aren't those who never fail, they're the ones who refuse to let failure stop them. Owning your life also means setting boundaries. It means protecting your time, your energy, and your focus. Not everyone will understand your goals, and that's okay. You don't need their permission. You don't need their validation. When you take ownership, you stop letting other people's expectations dictate your actions. You start living for your purpose, not for their approval. In this process, you might lose some people along the way. Friends who don't understand your drive. Family members who think you're chasing the impossible. But remember, this journey isn't about them. It's about you. It's about becoming the person you were meant to be. Owning your life means being willing to walk alone if that's what it takes to stay true to your path. And through it all, you'll discover something incredible. The more you take responsibility for your life, the more empowered you feel. When you stop blaming others, you realize how much control you actually have. When you stop waiting for someone to rescue you, you become the hero of your own story. Every decision you make, every action you take becomes a step toward the life you want. That's the power of ownership. Hard work is the great equalizer. It doesn't care about where you came from, what you've been through, or what obstacles stand in your way. It levels the playing field because no one can stop you from putting in the effort. Yet many people shy away from it. They hope for shortcuts, rely on talent, or wait for a lucky break. But the truth is, hard work beats talent when talent refuses to work hard. It's not glamorous, it's not always rewarding in the moment, but it is the foundation of every success story ever told. Hard work is uncomfortable. And that's why so few embrace it. It forces you to push past your limits, to confront your weaknesses, and to do what others are unwilling to do. But in that discomfort lies growth. Every time you put in the effort, even when it's hard, even when you'd rather quit, you're building something greater than skills or achievements. You're building character. You're proving to yourself that you can handle the grind, that you have what it takes to keep going, even when the odds aren't in your favor. The world rewards those who show up consistently. It's not enough to work hard once or twice. It's about showing up every day, putting in the hours, and doing the work when no one is watching. It's about mastering the mundane, those little repetitive tasks that don't seem significant in the moment but add up to something extraordinary over time. Hard work isn't about bursts of effort, it's about sustained dedication. It's about treating every opportunity, no matter how small, as a stepping stone to something greater. You can't fake hard work. You can't skip the process and expect the same results. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of countless hours spent honing your craft, learning from your mistakes, and refusing to give up. Hard work teaches you patience because real progress is slow. It's not flashy, and it often goes unnoticed. But while others are looking for quick fixes and easy wins, you're putting in the time, and that's what sets you apart. There's a misconception that hard work is just about physical effort. But it's just as much mental as it is physical. It's about training your mind to stay focused when distractions are everywhere. It's about having the discipline to say no to things that don't align with your goals. It's about pushing through the moments of doubt and fear when it feels like your efforts aren't paying off. Hard work isn't just something you do, it's a mindset you cultivate. The beauty of hard work is that it's always within your control. You might not be the smartest person in the room, the most talented or the most connected, but you can always outwork the competition. Effort is the one thing no one can take from you. It's a choice you make every single day. It's waking up and deciding that you're going to give your best, not because anyone is watching or rewarding you, but because you owe it to yourself to do so. Hard work also builds trust, not just from others, but in yourself. The more effort you put in, the more you realize what you're capable of. You start to trust your own ability to persevere, to figure things out, and to overcome challenges. That trust becomes the foundation for confidence. It's not the result of empty affirmations or external validation. It's earned through effort. And the truth is, hard work isn't always fair. You can put in the hours, make the sacrifices, and still not see immediate results. But that doesn't mean the effort is wasted. Hard work is never wasted. It sharpens you, strengthens you, and prepares you for the moments when opportunity finally does knock. The question is, will you be ready to answer? Because hard work doesn't guarantee success, but it guarantees growth. Believing in yourself is the cornerstone of everything you want to achieve. It's not arrogance and it's not ego. It's the quiet confidence that no matter what happens, you will find a way to rise. Without self-belief, every challenge feels bigger than it is, and every setback feels like the end. But with self-belief, you turn those challenges into opportunities and those setbacks into comebacks. Building that belief isn't something that happens overnight. It's a daily commitment to yourself. Self-belief starts with self-awareness. You can't believe in yourself if you don't know who you are. Take the time to understand your strengths, your weaknesses, and your potential. Stop comparing yourself to others and start measuring yourself against your own progress. Everyone's journey is different, and trying to walk someone else's path will only lead to frustration. Look inward and focus on becoming the best version of you. That's where belief begins. The world will often try to shake your confidence. People will doubt you. They'll question your abilities, your choices, and your dreams. Sometimes those voices of doubt will come from those closest to you, friends, family, or even mentors. But the loudest voice of doubt is often your own. That inner critic that tells you you're not good enough, not smart enough, not capable enough. Building self-belief means learning to silence that voice. It means replacing doubt with determination and fear with faith in yourself. Building self-belief doesn't mean pretending you have all the answers or ignoring your limitations. It means trusting that you can figure things out as you go. It means understanding that you don't need to have everything figured out to take the first step. Confidence isn't knowing every detail, it's believing that you can adapt, learn, and grow along the way. Every time you take action, even when you're unsure, you're proving to yourself that you're capable. The truth is, confidence is earned. You don't wake up one day and suddenly feel ready to conquer the world. Confidence comes from doing. It comes from stepping out of your comfort zone and facing the things that scare you. Every time you do something hard, something uncomfortable, you're building a little more belief in yourself. You're teaching yourself that you can handle adversity, that you can push through fear, and that you're stronger than you thought. Self-belief also grows when you keep the promises you make to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, do it. If you set a goal, work toward it every day. When you honor your commitments to yourself, you build trust in your own abilities. On the other hand, when you break those promises, your confidence erodes. Treat the relationship you have with yourself as the most important one in your life. Show up for yourself the way you'd show up for someone you care deeply about. Another key to building self-belief is surrounding yourself with the right people. You don't need cheerleaders who only tell you what you want to hear, but you do need people who believe in your potential, even when you're struggling to see it yourself. Seek out mentors, friends, and role models who challenge you to grow, who push you to be better, and who remind you of what you're capable of when you feel like giving up. And don't forget to celebrate your wins, no matter how small. It's easy to focus on what you haven't accomplished yet, but every step forward is proof of your ability. Reflect on how far you've come, the obstacles you've overcome, and the skills you've gained. Building self-belief is a process. And it's important to recognize the progress you've made along the way. Through it all, remember that self-belief is not about being fearless, it's about taking action despite your fears. It's about showing up even when you're uncertain and trusting that you have what it takes to keep moving forward. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you're building the foundation of unshakable self-belief. We live in a world full of talkers. People make promises they don't intend to keep, announce plans they never follow through on, and boast about achievements they haven't earned. Words are easy. They cost nothing. And they require no real commitment. But actions are what define who you truly are. They're the proof of your intentions, the evidence of your character, and the foundation of your legacy. It's not enough to say what you're going to do. Talking about your dreams won't make them happen. Declaring your goals to the world won't bring you closer to achieving them. What matters is what you do when no one is looking. When the crowd has gone home, when the applause fades, and when the spotlight is off, that's when your true dedication is tested. Your actions, not your words, are what separate you from the crowd. Actions are powerful because they don't just show others what you're about, they show you what you're about. Every time you take a step toward your goal, you're proving to yourself that you're serious. You're reinforcing your belief in your ability to succeed. It's one thing to say, I'll work harder, and another to actually put in the extra hours, to sacrifice comfort for progress, and to stay disciplined when it would be easier to quit. There's something undeniable about effort. You can't fake it. You can't shortcut it. You either put in the work or you don't. And the truth is, people are paying attention. They may not always say it, but they notice it. They notice who follows through and who doesn't. They notice who keeps their word and who breaks it. If you want to earn respect, admiration, and trust, you have to show people, not tell them what you're made of. When you lead with actions, you don't need to announce your intentions. Your results will speak for themselves. The problem is that many people want recognition before they've done the work. They want credit for trying instead of succeeding. But the world doesn't reward intentions, it rewards execution. If you spend all your time talking about what you're going to do, you'll run out of energy to actually do it. Focus on the process and let your progress be the loudest statement you make. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. People often get discouraged because they think they need to have everything figured out before they start. But you don't need to have all the answers. You just need to take the next step. Over time, those steps add up. Every small action, every small victory builds momentum. And that momentum is what carries you forward, even when the challenges seem overwhelming. Your actions also inspire others in a way that words never can. When people see you showing up every day, giving your best, and staying committed, they're reminded of what's possible. You become a living example of perseverance, discipline, and determination. Without even realizing it, you set a standard that others want to follow. You motivate people not by what you say, but by what you do. But here's the catch: taking action isn't always glamorous. It's not always Instagram worthy or applause worthy. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's boring. Sometimes it feels like you're not making any progress at all. But those moments are where real growth happens. When you keep moving forward, even when it's hard, even when no one is cheering you on, that's when your actions truly matter. At the end of the day, your life is a reflection of the choices you make and the actions you take. It's not about what you intended to do or what you plan to do or what you plan to do. It's about what you actually did. It's about the work you put in, the habits you built, and the results you earned. That's why actions will always speak louder than words. They don't just tell a story, they prove it. One of the greatest traps in life is the need for approval. The desire to be liked, to be validated, to be accepted. It can consume you if you let it. It's natural to want others to acknowledge your efforts, to celebrate your successes, and to understand your struggles. But when you rely on that approval to define your worth or guide your decisions, you give away your power. You let other people dictate your path, and that's a dangerous place to be. Seeking approval often starts innocently. It's rooted in our human need to connect and belong. But over time, it can become a crutch. You begin to second guess yourself, wondering if your choices will make others happy or earn their praise. You hesitate to take risks because you're afraid of being judged. You hold back your dreams because they might not align with what others expect from you. The problem is, when you live for approval, you stop living for yourself. The truth is, not everyone will understand your journey, and they don't need to. Your dreams, your goals, and your purpose were given to you, not to anyone else. People see the world through their own lens, shaped by their experiences, fears, and limitations. If you let their opinions define you, you're letting their limitations become your own. Overcoming the need for approval starts with realizing that you don't need anyone's permission to chase what sets your soul on fire. It's important to understand that approval is fleeting. One moment, people might cheer for you, the next, they might criticize you. Public opinion is fickle, and trying to please everyone is a losing game. You could spend your entire life bending and twisting to fit the expectations of others, only to realize that their approval doesn't bring you happiness or fulfillment. True peace comes from knowing that you're living in alignment with your values and purpose, regardless of what anyone else thinks. When you break free from the need for approval, you gain a new kind of freedom. You stop wasting energy trying to impress people who don't matter. You stop shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. Instead, you start focusing on what truly matters: your growth, your goals, and your authenticity. You realize that the opinions of others are just noise, and you get to decide whether or not to let that noise affect you. Overcoming the need for approval doesn't mean you stop caring about others. It means you stop depending on their validation to feel worthy. It's about learning to validate yourself, celebrate your wins, even if no one else notices. Acknowledge your progress, even if no one else does. When you become your own biggest supporter, you build an unshakable foundation of self-worth that no amount of criticism can tear down. One of the biggest challenges in letting go of approval is dealing with rejection. Not everyone will agree with your choices, and some people might outright disapprove. That's okay. Rejection isn't a reflection of your value, it's a reflection of someone else's perspective. When you stop taking rejection personally, you realize that it's not a barrier, it's a redirection. It's a sign that you're carving your own path, not following someone else's. The need for approval also ties closely to the fear of failure. People often seek validation because they're afraid of looking foolish if they don't succeed. But failure is not the opposite of success, it's a part of it. When you embrace failure as a teacher, you stop worrying about what others will think. You realize that every misstep is an opportunity to learn, grow, and come back stronger. Approval or no approval, you're still moving forward. Letting go of approval means embracing your individuality. It means standing tall in your uniqueness, even when it makes you stand out. The world doesn't need more people who blend in, it needs people who are bold enough to be themselves. When you stop chasing approval, you start creating a life that's authentic to you. You stop settling for what's acceptable and start reaching for what's extraordinary. Adversity is a powerful teacher. It's uncomfortable, it's challenging, and it often feels unfair. But it's also necessary. The most extraordinary individuals in history didn't rise to greatness in the absence of difficulty, they rose because of it. Adversity forces you to confront your limitations, your fears, and your doubts. It strips away the excuses and leaves you with a choice to give up or to grow. In that choice lies the seed of greatness. When everything is going smoothly, it's easy to stay comfortable. There's no reason to push beyond what you already know. No incentive to challenge yourself or to reach for more. But adversity doesn't give you that option. It pushes you out of your comfort zone and into uncharted territory. It's in those moments of discomfort that you discover what you're truly made of. You find strength you didn't know you had, resilience you didn't think you were capable of, and a determination that can't be taught, it has to be forged. Adversity doesn't just test your character, it builds it. Every obstacle you face shakes you. IT teaches you patience when things don't go as planned. It teaches you persistence when the path gets tough. It teaches you humility when you realize you can't do it alone. These lessons don't come from success, they come from struggle. They come from falling down and getting back up again and again until you realize that the fall is part of the process. The greatest breakthroughs often come on the other side of the greatest challenges. When you're in the middle of adversity, it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's easy to feel stuck, overwhelmed, or defeated. But every setback is an opportunity in disguise. It's a chance to reassess, to pivot, and to come back stronger. Adversity isn't a wall, it's a doorway. The question is whether you have the courage to walk through it. Think about a diamond. It doesn't become a diamond without pressure. It starts as a lump of coal buried in the earth, and only through immense heat and pressure does it transform into something valuable and unbreakable. The same is true for greatness. Adversity is the pressure that shapes you. It's the heat that refines you. Without it, you remain untested, unpolished, and unrealized. Adversity also teaches you gratitude. When you face difficulties and overcome them, you gain a new appreciation for what you have. You stop taking things for granted and start recognizing the strength you've gained along the way. Challenges have a way of shifting your perspective, reminding you of what truly matters, and teaching you to find joy even in the struggle. That gratitude becomes a source of strength, fueling you for the battle still to come. One of the most profound gifts of adversity is that it makes you relatable. When you've been through challenges, you can connect with others on a deeper level. You can empathize with their struggles, share your own experiences, and inspire them to keep going. Greatness isn't just about what you achieve, it's about how you use your experiences to uplift others. Adversity gives you a story to tell, a lesson to share, and a legacy to leave behind. It's important to understand that adversity doesn't mean failure. In fact, it's often the opposite. Every time you face a challenge, you're being given an opportunity to grow. The path to greatness is never a straight line, it's a series of peaks and valleys. The valleys may feel dark, but they prepare you for the peaks. They teach you the resilience, the grit, and the perspective you need to reach the summit and stay there. Adversity fuels greatness because it forces you to rise above your circumstances. It demands that you dig deeper, work harder, and stay focused when it would be easier to quit. It reminds you that the most valuable things in life are never handed to you, they're earned through struggle, perseverance, and unwavering determination. Discipline is the foundation of success. It's the quiet force that keeps you moving forward when motivation fades, when distractions tempt you, and when obstacles block your path. Leadership, whether it's over a team, a family, or your own life, demands discipline. It's not about being perfect or never making mistakes. It's about having the consistency and control to stay aligned with your goals, your values, and your vision. Discipline is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Leading with discipline starts with self-mastery. Before you can lead anyone else, you have to lead yourself. That means doing the hard things even when no one is watching. It means keeping the promises you make to yourself, showing up every day and staying committed to the process, not just the outcome. Discipline isn't flashy. It's not about grand gestures or one-time efforts. It's about the daily choices, the little things you do day in and day out that build momentum and create results. Discipline demands clarity. You can't be disciplined if you don't know what you're working toward. It's about setting clear goals and aligning your actions with those goals. Without clarity, discipline turns into aimless effort. But when you have a vision, every disciplined action becomes a step closer to that vision. It's about knowing your priorities and focusing your energy on what truly matters. Discipline is saying no to distractions, temptations, and shortcuts so you can say yes to your purpose. As a leader, discipline sets the tone. People don't just listen to what you say, they watch what you do. If you want others to be disciplined, you have to model it. If you want others to be committed, you have to show them what commitment looks like. Leadership is about influence, and discipline is one of the most powerful forms of influence. It shows people that you're serious, that you're consistent, and that you're willing to do the work. Discipline isn't just about working hard, it's about working smart. It's about having the patience to stay focused on the process, even when the results aren't immediate. It's about understanding that progress takes time and trusting that your efforts will pay off. Discipline teaches you to pace yourself, to avoid burnout, and to stay in the game for the long haul. It's not about quick wins. It's about sustainable growth and lasting impact. There will always be excuses not to be disciplined. There will always be distractions, challenges, and reasons to take the easy way out. But discipline is about choosing your future over your comfort. It's about doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. The truth is, discipline isn't about how you feel, it's about what you've committed to. It's about honoring your goals, even when the excitement has worn off and the work feels mundane. Leading with discipline also means holding yourself accountable. It's about owning your mistakes, learning from them, and refusing to let them define you. Discipline isn't about being rigid or unyielding, it's about being adaptable and resilient. When things don't go as planned, discipline helps you stay focused on what you can control and adjust your course as needed. It's not about perfection, it's about perseverance. Discipline creates freedom. It might sound like a paradox, but it's true. When you lead with discipline, you gain control over your life. You're no longer a slave to your impulses, your fears, or the opinions of others. You're able to make intentional choices that align with your values and goals. Discipline gives you the freedom to create the life you want, rather than settling for the life that happens to you. Ultimately, leading with discipline is about building trust. When you're disciplined, people know they can count on you. They know you'll follow through on your commitments, stay focused under pressure, and lead with integrity. Trust is the cornerstone of leadership, and discipline is how you earn it. Ladies and gentlemen, the journey to greatness is not an easy one, but it is one worth taking. Along the way, you'll face adversity, doubts, and setbacks, but those very challenges will shape you. Discipline will guide your steps, self-belief will fuel your fire, and your actions will define your legacy. You don't need anyone's approval to chase your dreams, and you certainly don't need permission to rise above the circumstances that try to hold you back. The world is not changed by words alone, but by the strength of those willing to do the work, lead with purpose, and embrace every lesson along the way. Remember, greatness isn't about avoiding failure or seeking perfection. It's about showing up, staying committed, and never giving up. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a victory. And when the days get tough, when the climb feels too steep, remember this: you have everything you need within you. The power, the courage, and the determination to overcome any obstacle are already yours. Own it, use it, and let your life be the proof that greatness is possible for all who dare to pursue it. To everyone here today, thank you for your time, your energy, and your openness. It's been an honor to share these words with you. I hope you leave here not just inspired, but ready to take action in your own lives. The world needs your passion, your strength, and your authenticity. So go out there and lead with purpose and make an impact that only you can make. Thank you, and may your journey be filled with growth, courage, and unshakable belief in yourself. Stay bold, stay disciplined, and keep chasing the greatness within you. Thank you, and have an incredible journey ahead.